First Contact Fallout. Dr. Sarah Chen stood before the United Earth Council, her hand steady despite the weight of the data crystal she held. The chamber was packed with representatives from every major nation, all gathered for what would become the most significant revelation in human history. What I'm about to show you, she began, was provided by Dr. Zextal, a geneticist from the Confederation of Allied Worlds. The holographic display activated, filling the chamber with images that made several council members gasp. For the past 40 years, we haven't been alone. We've been studied, experimented on, controlled. The images showed massive ships hiding in plain sight, using technology that bent light around them. They showed alien researchers walking among humans, disguised by advanced holographic technology. But most disturbing were the medical files, thousands of them, detailing genetic experiments performed on unsuspecting humans during routine medical procedures. Ambassador Marcus Rodriguez, a veteran diplomat, leaned forward. Dr. Chen, are you suggesting that first contact wasn't 3 years ago with the Confederation's official arrival? No, Ambassador. They've been here since the 1980s, steering our development, limiting our progress, and harvesting our genetic material. Sarah's voice remained steady. Dr. Zextal provided this information because she believes what they're doing is ethically wrong. She's risking everything to expose this. The chamber erupted in angry discussions. 40 years of manipulation. 40 years of lies. The official first contact 3 years ago had been celebrated worldwide as humanity's greatest moment, now revealed as nothing but carefully orchestrated theater. Admiral James Cooper, head of Earth's Defense Forces, spoke next. Dr. Chen, what else did your source reveal about their intentions? Sarah activated another hologram, this one showing complex genetic sequences. The Confederation has been using human DNA to enhance their own species. We possess genetic markers they call adaptive resonance. Our ability to evolve and adapt quickly makes our genetic material incredibly valuable. They've been using us as an unwitting source of genetic templates to enhance their own populations. The revelation hit hard. Humanity hadn't been welcomed into the galactic community out of diplomatic goodwill. They'd been cultivated like a crop, their genetic material harvested while their technological and social development was carefully controlled to keep them dependent and docile. But the Confederation had made one critical mistake. They'd assumed humanity's apparent technological level reflected their true capabilities. They hadn't discovered the secret research facilities buried deep beneath the Earth's oceans. They hadn't detected the quantum computing arrays hidden in dimensional pocket spaces, and they certainly didn't know about Project Oracle. Sarah took a deep breath before delivering the final piece of information. Dr. Zextal also provided their invasion contingency plans. If humanity ever discovered the truth and resisted, the Confederation would deploy what they call ecological restructuring, essentially terraforming Earth while it's still inhabited, wiping out most of the population while preserving the genetic material they want. Admiral Cooper stood up. Then it's time to show them why that would be their last mistake. Project Oracle is ready. We've just been waiting for the right moment. The Council voted unanimously. After 40 years of manipulation and lies, humanity would show the Confederation exactly what they'd been hiding, and the galaxy would learn why underestimating humans was always a costly mistake. The Silent Revolution. The Confederation's Ambassador Zextal stood in his office aboard the massive diplomatic station orbiting Earth, trying to understand the reports flooding in from his agents on the surface. Something was wrong. In the past 24 hours, over 60% of their surveillance systems had gone dark. Human activities in major population centers were changing in ways their behavioral algorithms couldn't predict. Report, he commanded his AI assistant. Surface monitoring coverage has dropped to 31%. Atmospheric composition sensors showing unexplained variations. Quantum communication relays experiencing interference patterns that match no known technology. Human military installations appear to be implementing new defensive systems of unknown design. Zextal's facial tendrils twitched in annoyance. This wasn't possible. Human technology was carefully controlled, limited to ensure they remained manageable. Their quantum physics understanding was deliberately stunted through educational manipulation. Their energy production capabilities were monitored and restricted. His console chimed with an incoming transmission from Earth. The face that appeared wasn't one of their usual diplomatic contacts, but Admiral Cooper. Ambassador Thexel. Cooper's voice was calm, almost friendly. I'm informing you that as of 600 hours Earth Standard Time, all Confederation surveillance and research facilities on Earth have been neutralized. Your personnel have been detained for questioning about their involvement in illegal genetic experimentation on human populations. Thexel fought to maintain his diplomatic composure. Admiral, I'm afraid there must be some mistake. The Confederation has no hidden facilities on Earth. All our operations are conducted under the terms of our treaty. Really? Cooper smiled. Then I suppose you can explain the underground research complex we just seized in Antarctica, or the orbital platforms disguised as debris that have been monitoring our communications. Here's the interesting part. Ambassador, we've known about them for years. We just wanted to see how far you'd take your deception. The Admiral's image was replaced by footage from what was clearly a Confederation genetic research facility. We've already transmitted this evidence to every member species of the Confederation. Your lies are exposed. Thexel's mind raced. This was impossible. Humans couldn't have detected their stealth technology. Unless. How long? He demanded. How long have you been aware of our presence? Long enough to prepare accordingly, Cooper replied. Did you really think we wouldn't notice your ships in our skies? That we wouldn't investigate the strange gaps in our sensor data? Humanity has a long history of adapting to threats. Ambassador, we just made sure you never saw our adaptations. Across Earth, hidden technologies were awakening. Quantum shield generators, once disguised as ordinary power plants, created overlapping fields of protection. Orbital defense platforms emerged from dimensional pockets where they'd been hiding. And in deep space, the first human ships equipped with technologies the Confederation thought impossible began their journey home. In research centers worldwide, human scientists dropped their carefully maintained facade of limited understanding. Dr. Sarah Chen, coordinating from the Lunar Quantum Computing Facility that had been hiding in plain sight for a decade, monitored the activation of Earth's true defensive capabilities. All systems online, she reported to Admiral Cooper. Quantum shields at 100% coverage. Dimensional anchor points stable. The Confederation's ability to initiate their ecological restructuring has been neutralized. The ambassador's face had lost its color. You can't have this level of technology. Our assessments were wrong, Cooper interrupted. Deliberately wrong. While you were studying us, we were studying you. While you were harvesting our genetic material, we were reverse engineering your technology and improving upon it. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our DNA, Ambassador. It's our ability to learn, adapt, and overcome. The turning point. The Confederation Council chamber was in chaos. Representatives from over 300 species argued as reports continued to flood in about Earth's unprecedented technological reveal. The humans hadn't just caught up to Confederation technology. In many areas, they'd surpassed it. High Counselor Vexmar slammed his ceremonial staff against the floor, demanding order. Our military assets are in position around the Sol system. The humans have forced our hand. We must act now to contain this threat before other species get similar ideas about independence. In Earth orbit, Admiral Cooper watched as the Confederation fleet emerged from hyperspace. 3,000 ships, the largest fleet deployment in recent galactic history. Under normal circumstances, it would have been an overwhelming show of force. These were not normal circumstances. All defense grids online, Sarah Chen reported from her command center. Quantum entanglement networks operating at full capacity. Project Oracle is ready for deployment. Cooper nodded. Send the warning transmission. Across every frequency, in every known language, Earth broadcast a single message. Any hostile action against Earth or its colonies will be met with immediate defensive measures. Your weapons will not function in our space. Your shields will not protect you. This is your only warning." The Confederation fleet ignored the warning. Their first volley of plasma torpedoes streaked toward Earth's atmosphere and vanished. Not blocked, not absorbed, simply ceased to exist mid-flight. "Project Oracle performing as expected," Sarah reported. "Their weapons are being phase-shifted into parallel dimensions before they can impact. Zero damage to our shields." The Confederation fleet launched a second attack, this time with their Planet Cracker beam weapons. The beams bent around Earth's quantum shields like light around a black hole, twisting back on themselves in impossible patterns. In the council chamber, the military commanders watched in horror as their fleet's most powerful weapons had no effect. "Impossible," Vexmar whispered. "Their understanding of quantum mechanics couldn't be this advanced. We made sure of it." That's when Earth's counterattack began. From dimensional pockets throughout the solar system, human ships emerged. They didn't look like traditional warships. They were organic shapes, almost alive, incorporating technology that the Confederation had thought theoretically impossible. "This is Captain Maya Rodriguez of the Earth Defense Force." A new voice transmitted to the Confederation fleet. "Your weapons have been neutralized. Your shields are being selectively phased to allow our boarding parties through. You can stand down and accept detention, or we can demonstrate exactly how much more advanced our weapons technology is compared to our defensive capabilities." The Confederation fleet commanders watched in shock as their shield harmonics were altered without any visible attack. Boarding parties simply walked through their supposedly impenetrable defenses. Some ships tried to retreat into hyperspace, only to find their drive systems wouldn't engage. "How?" demanded the Confederation fleet commander. "How did you advance so far without us knowing?" "You saw what you expected to see," Rodriguez replied. "While you were watching our public research institutes, our real work was happening in places your sensors couldn't penetrate. While you were studying our DNA, we were studying how your technology worked and figuring out how to make it better." The new balance. Word spread quickly through the galaxy. The Confederation's military defeat at Earth's hands wasn't just a tactical victory. It was a complete paradigm shift in galactic power dynamics. Species that had been quietly suffering under Confederation control began to see hope for change. Ambassador Lyra Tizen of the Aldarian Republic was the first to break ranks. Standing before the Confederation Council, her crystalline form gleaming under the chamber's lights, she made an announcement that would reshape galactic politics. "The Aldarian Republic hereby withdraws from the Confederation and requests formal alliance with Earth. We have lived too long under the pretense of equality while being denied access to advanced technology. Humanity has shown us there is another way." Over the next several weeks, more species followed. The Confederation's careful power structure, built on technological suppression and genetic manipulation, began to crumble. Earth, once seen as a primitive world to be exploited, became a beacon for those seeking true technological and social advancement. Dr. Sarah Chen, now serving as Earth's chief diplomatic scientist, met with representatives from dozens of species. In a secure facility beneath Geneva, she explained humanity's vision for a different kind of galactic community. The Confederation's fundamental mistake, she told them, was believing that progress had to be controlled, that some species deserved advancement while others should be suppressed. Humanity rejects this premise entirely. She activated a holographic display showing new technologies that Earth was willing to share: clean energy systems that drew power from quantum fluctuations, medical techniques that combined genetic engineering with nanoscale repairs, and transportation systems that used controlled dimensional folding to eliminate the need for traditional spacecraft. "We're not interested in controlling other species," she continued. "We want partners, equals. The galaxy is vast, and the challenges we face are too complex for any one species to solve alone." The Confederation tried to maintain control through economic pressure and military threats, but their position was increasingly untenable. Their most advanced technology had been proven obsolete by human innovations. Their military might had been rendered ineffective by Earth's defensive systems, and their political influence was waning as more species chose alignment with Earth's open approach to advancement. High Counselor Vexmar made one final attempt to rally support. "These humans will destroy everything we've built. Their uncontrolled advancement will lead to chaos." Ambassador Rodriguez, speaking for Earth at the final Confederation Assembly, offered a different perspective. "What you built was a system of control and exploitation. What we're offering is genuine cooperation. Your fear of advancement didn't protect the galaxy. It held us all back." Evolution's children. 5 years after Earth's revelation of its true capabilities, the galaxy had transformed. The Confederation had dissolved, replaced by the Galactic Coalition for Mutual Advancement, an organization where technological and social progress were shared openly among all member species. Dr. Sarah Chen stood in the new coalition headquarters on Luna, Earth's moon, watching representatives from over 500 species collaborate on projects that would have been unthinkable under the old regime. The main chamber was a marvel of human and alien engineering, with quantum computing interfaces that allowed instant communication across vast distances and collaborative spaces that existed simultaneously in multiple dimensions. "Did you ever imagine it would turn out like this?" Admiral Cooper, now retired but serving as an advisor to the coalition, asked as he joined her at the observation window. Sarah smiled, watching as a group of former Confederation species worked with human scientists on a new form of faster-than-light travel. "Honestly, no. We prepared for war. We expected to have to fight for our independence. Instead, we ended up leading a revolution in how species interact with each other." The coalition operated on principles that the Confederation had never understood. Instead of controlling and limiting advancement, it encouraged innovation. Instead of harvesting genetic material in secret, it facilitated open exchange of medical and biological knowledge with proper consent and shared benefits. Most importantly, it recognized that every species, regardless of their current technological level, had something valuable to contribute. The very diversity that the Confederation had tried to suppress became the coalition's greatest strength. "We're receiving another application for membership," Cooper noted, checking his quantum tablet. "The Zixus theory. They were one of the Confederation's founding species." "Times change," Sarah replied. "They've seen what real cooperation can achieve. The old way of doing things, the manipulation, the control, the fear of advancement, it seems primitive now." In orbital shipyards around Earth, a new generation of vessels was under construction. Unlike the warships they'd built in secret during the Confederation era, these were exploration vessels, designed to push the boundaries of known space. They carried crews from dozens of species, all working together to understand the universe's mysteries. The genetic research that had once been conducted in secret was now performed openly, with all species sharing their findings. The result was medical advances that benefited everyone, not just a privileged few. Diseases that had plagued various species for millennia were being cured. Genetic degradation from ancient engineering was being reversed. As Sarah prepared for another day of coordinating research projects across multiple star systems, she reflected on how far they'd come. The Confederation had seen humanity as a resource to be exploited, never realizing that by trying to control and limit human advancement, they were only pushing humanity to develop in ways they couldn't detect or understand. "You know what the real irony is," she said to Cooper. "If they'd just approached us openly from the beginning, shared their knowledge freely, we would have happily worked with them. All their manipulation and control ultimately achieved nothing except pushing us to advance faster in secret." Cooper nodded. "The price of underestimating humanity. Let's hope it's a lesson the galaxy never forgets." Outside the window, Earth glowed blue and green in the lunar sky, no longer a secret powerhouse hiding its capabilities, but the openly acknowledged heart of a new era in galactic civilization. The price of underestimating humanity had indeed been high, but the rewards of finally working together as equals were proving to be immeasurable. The end.